Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt like life has become unbearably heavy? Like the burdens on your shoulders are too much to carry, and every step forward requires an enormous effort? Perhaps you've been questioning why your prayers seem delayed, why relief feels distant, or why the familiar comforts of life no longer bring peace. I am here to remind you that this heaviness is not a punishment, it is a signal, a sign from Allah that He is moving you to a new chapter in life, a new level of growth, and a future filled with His blessings. Everything feels heavy because change is happening, even if you cannot see it yet. The first keynote to understand is that the weight you feel is a sign of change. Allah often prepares His servants for greater blessings through moments of struggle, reflection, and spiritual weight. The Quran reminds us, "And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and a loss of wealth and lives and fruits, but give good tidings to the patient." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:155. The heaviness you feel is a marker of transformation, a process through which your heart, mind, and soul are being readied to receive what is coming. Just as gold must pass through fire to be purified, your life is being refined, shaped, and prepared for the beauty that awaits. The second keynote is letting go of what no longer serves you. Change requires detachment, and sometimes Allah makes life heavy to push you toward what is essential. This might mean leaving toxic relationships, moving away from environments that limit your growth, or releasing habits that no longer align with your higher purpose. Detachment can be painful, but it is a necessary step. When the Prophet ﷺ faced immense trials, he did not cling to every moment of comfort or worldly ease. He trusted that Allah's plan was greater than what he could see. Similarly, the heaviness you experience is an invitation to release what is holding you back so that your new life can emerge unhindered. The third keynote is recognizing the hidden mercy in struggle. Trials are never wasted, they are tools to purify your heart, strengthen your patience, and deepen your reliance on Allah. Sometimes the burdens feel crushing precisely because Allah is refining you for the role, responsibility, or life He intends for you. Think about Prophet Ibrahim, who faced immense challenges in his mission. The tests he endured prepared him for the profound legacy he would leave behind. Your struggles are shaping your character, your resilience, and your perspective. The weight is temporary, the wisdom, growth, and blessings that come from enduring it are eternal. The fourth keynote is recognizing the signs that Allah is guiding you. Even when life feels heavy, subtle signs appear to show you the way. Repeated lessons, opportunities that nudge you in a new direction, moments of clarity, or even feelings of discomfort in old routines are all indicators that Allah is orchestrating a new path. These signs might be small, a conversation, a sudden insight, a change in circumstance, but they signal that the heaviness is purposeful. The Prophet ﷺ taught that Allah guides those who seek Him sincerely, and sometimes guidance begins with discomfort to push us toward what is truly beneficial. Finally, the fifth keynote is trust, surrender, and preparation. When life feels heavy, it is not a time for despair. It is a time to rely deeply on Allah, surrender to His wisdom, and actively prepare your heart and mind for the new life ahead. Continue your prayers, strengthen your faith, and cultivate gratitude even in difficulty. The Quran reminds us, "Indeed, Allah is with the patient." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:153. By embracing patience, trust, and readiness, you transform heaviness into a sign of hope, anxiety into anticipation, and struggle into preparation. Allah is moving you to a new life. The burdens, challenges, and heaviness are not punishments, they are indicators, teachers, and signals that a transformation is underway. By recognizing the signs, trusting His plan, and preparing your heart, you position yourself to receive His mercy, blessings, and the new beginnings He has written for you. The heaviness you feel in life is not a sign of failure, weakness, or abandonment. It is a signal that Allah is preparing you for a new chapter, a new level, and a transformation that will elevate your life in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Life often feels heavy when we are standing at the threshold of change, when Allah is reshaping our circumstances, and when our hearts are being readied for greater blessings. The Quran reminds us, "And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and a loss of wealth and lives and fruits, but give good tidings to the patient." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:155. This verse illustrates that trials are part of the divine process of preparation. The weight you carry is not permanent, nor is it meaningless. It is a sign that transformation is underway, and that the ease, relief, and joy Allah is destined for you are approaching. Heaviness often arises when the soul is outgrowing its current circumstances. Just as a seed must struggle through the soil to reach the sunlight, you too must navigate discomfort, uncertainty, and pressure to rise into the life that Allah has planned. The moments that feel unbearable are often the moments in which your patience, trust, and resilience are being strengthened. Each trial, no matter how small or large, contributes to a spiritual and emotional refining process. It is in the struggle that the heart learns to rely on Allah alone, that faith deepens and that hope becomes unshakable. The heaviness is a reminder that what you are about to enter requires a stronger, more mature, and more faithful version of yourself, one that is capable of carrying the blessings ahead. Consider the lives of the prophets and righteous servants of Allah. Prophet Musa has felt the weight of his mission, the pressure of leading his people, and the burdens of responsibility long before the miracles of the sea or the liberation of his people unfolded. Prophet Yusuf has endured betrayal, imprisonment, and isolation before rising to positions of authority and trust. Their heaviness was a precursor to change, a necessary phase to prepare their hearts, minds, and spirits for the new life Allah had destined. These examples remind us that heaviness is often not a signal of failure but a divine indicator that something significant is approaching. The heaviness you feel also serves as a mechanism to redirect your focus and refine your priorities. When life becomes overwhelming, it forces introspection, self-evaluation, and reliance on Allah. In moments of strain, the distractions of comfort, habit, or superficial pursuits fade, and you are invited to reflect on what truly matters. This is the mercy hidden within difficulty. By feeling the weight, you are prompted to turn to Allah, to seek His guidance, and to place your trust in His wisdom. It is often through these trials that the believer's heart becomes purified, desires realigned, and faith strengthened, preparing them for a new path that aligns with divine purpose. Heaviness is also a call to patience and perseverance. It is easy to grow discouraged when life feels overwhelming, but these moments are precisely when reliance on Allah becomes most vital. By holding on to faith, continuing in prayer, and seeking guidance, the believer transforms heaviness into a spiritual springboard. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught that Allah tests His servants with trials to elevate them in rank, to purify their hearts, and to increase their closeness to Him. The burdens you feel are in essence a preparation for elevation, an indication that Allah is working behind the scenes to move you toward greater mercy, blessings, and opportunities. The weight is temporary, yet the lessons, strength, and readiness it cultivates are lasting. When you begin to perceive life through this lens, heaviness becomes less a source of despair and more a sign of divine preparation. It is a whisper from Allah: your time is coming, your relief is near, and your life is on the verge of transformation. Each burden, each difficulty, and each moment of struggle is shaping you to be ready for the new life Allah is orchestrating. A life filled with ease, purpose, and blessings beyond what you can currently imagine. The heaviness you feel is a sign, a divine nudge, and a preparation for change. It is Allah's way of reshaping your path, refining your character, and readying your heart to embrace the new life He has destined for you. The weight, though challenging, is a prelude to elevation, a signal that transformation is near, and a reminder that every step through the struggle is bringing you closer to the blessings that await. Letting go is one of the most challenging aspects of life, yet it is often a necessary step when Allah is preparing you for a new chapter. The heaviness you feel is frequently tied to attachment to people, circumstances, habits, or even dreams that no longer serve your ultimate purpose. Allah may allow these connections to become difficult, uncomfortable, or heavy because He is guiding you towards something better. Detachment is not a punishment, it is a divine preparation. The Quran reminds us, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. True reliance requires letting go of what is holding us back, trusting that Allah's plan is far superior to our own, and understanding that some doors must close before new ones open. The process of letting go begins with awareness. Many of us hold tightly to comfort, familiarity, or expectations because they feel safe even when they no longer contribute to growth or align with our higher purpose. This clinging creates resistance, stagnation, and emotional heaviness. Allah in His wisdom often intensifies this discomfort to encourage the heart to release what no longer serves it. Think of a tree shedding its old leaves in autumn. Without letting go, it could not flourish in spring. Similarly, the burdens, frustrations, or tensions you feel may be Allah's way of urging you to release attachments and prepare for the life He has planned. Letting go can manifest in many areas of life. Sometimes it is a relationship that has become toxic or unproductive. Other times it may be a job, habit, or environment that no longer contributes to your growth. Even dreams or plans that once seemed essential may need to be released because they are not aligned with Allah's guidance. The heaviness you experience in these situations is often a signal that Allah is moving you towards something greater. By loosening your grip on what is familiar, you create space for new opportunities, divine guidance, and blessings that were previously impossible to receive. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ provides an example of letting go with trust. Throughout his life he faced rejection, isolation, and loss, yet he never clung to worldly expectations or the approval of others. He trusted in Allah's plan completely, letting go of what was not meant for him and embracing what Allah's guided him toward. His life teaches us that letting go is not about despair or loss, it is about readiness, faith, and alignment with divine wisdom. The discomfort that comes with release is temporary, while the blessings and growth it allows are enduring. Letting go is also deeply connected to the concept of surrender. When we resist change, we prolong discomfort and delay growth. But when we surrender to Allah's wisdom, we allow the process to unfold naturally. The heaviness you feel is part of this process. It is the tension between what you are holding onto and what Allah wants to move you toward. Surrendering does not mean passivity, it means active trust, patience, and willingness to step into uncertainty with faith that Allah is guiding your path. The believer who surrenders experiences a lightness in spirit even before external circumstances change, because the heart begins to release the weight of clinging to the old. The act of letting go also prepares the believer to receive blessings fully. When the heart is free from attachments that no longer serve, it can embrace new opportunities, guidance, and joy without resistance. Allah often allows heaviness to signal that a transition is near. When the old is released, the new can flow in. This is why the process can feel uncomfortable or even painful. Change requires effort, reflection, and trust. Yet every moment of struggle is a step toward freedom, alignment, and readiness to step into the life Allah has destined. The heaviness of life is often tied to the attachments we need to release, and letting go is the divine preparation for what comes next. Allah is moving you toward a new life, and the weight you feel is a signal that certain things must be released in order for blessings to flow. Detachment, surrender, and trust allow the heart to become ready, the mind to focus, and the soul to receive the opportunities, mercy, and guidance that Allah has meticulously arranged. Every moment of struggle in letting go is a step closer to the new life that awaits you, and every release is a preparation for the goodness that is about to enter your path. Struggle, hardship, and difficulty are not signs of divine neglect or punishment. They are often the most powerful tools Allah uses to prepare His servants for greatness. The heaviness you feel in life, the tension in your heart, and the weariness of your soul are not meaningless. They are indicators that Allah is refining you, teaching you, and preparing you for the blessings that lie ahead. The Quran reminds us, do not think of those who are killed in the way of Allah as dead. Rather, they are alive with their Lord, receiving provision. Surah Al-Imran 3, 169. Though this verse specifically speaks about martyrdom, it teaches a broader lesson. Apparent hardship is not the end, and what seems heavy is often the prelude to mercy and reward. Every trial is a means of purification, spiritual growth, and preparation for what Allah has in store. Struggle serves multiple purposes in a believer's life. First, it strengthens faith. When life is smooth, it is easy to trust Allah, to be grateful, and to remain steadfast. But when the weight of responsibility, loss, or adversity presses down, faith is tested, stretched, and fortified. The believer learns to rely wholly on Allah, to seek His guidance, and to recognize that solutions and relief come only through Him. This dependence transforms the heart, cultivating humility, patience, and unwavering trust. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ endured immense trials, including the loss of loved ones, persecution, and isolation, yet his reliance on Allah's advice. His struggles prepared him to lead, inspire, and transform generations, illustrating that hardship is never wasted. It is the crucible in which greatness is forged. Second, struggle teaches discernment. When life becomes heavy, distractions fade, and priorities become clearer. The believer is forced to reflect, evaluate, and adjust their focus, separating what is fleeting from what is eternal. Difficult circumstances reveal who and what truly matters, where strength lies, and how purpose can be fulfilled. The heaviness itself is a teacher, showing the believer which paths lead to growth and which attachments must be released. Every challenge carries a lesson, a subtle guidance from Allah to redirect energy toward the things that truly matter. Third, struggle prepares the heart to receive blessings fully. Often when ease arrives suddenly, it can feel overwhelming or even unappreciated. But when the heart has been refined through trials, it is ready to embrace mercy, provision, and joy with gratitude and humility. Think of a farmer who tills, waters, and waits patiently for months. The seeds planted amidst effort and patience produce a harvest that nourishes abundantly. Similarly, every challenge you endure is part of the preparation process, ensuring that when blessings come, they are received with a heart that is ready to cherish, maintain, and honor them. Real-life examples of this principle abound. Many people who experience significant trials, whether through loss, financial difficulty, or personal challenges, later describe how those very struggles became turning points in their lives.
The hardship forced reflection, inspired action, and redirected their paths toward opportunities they might otherwise have overlooked. Prophet Yusuf has endured betrayal, false accusation, and imprisonment, yet these very struggles prepared him for leadership, wisdom, and fulfillment that were far greater than his initial hopes. This illustrates that what seems heavy, unfair, or overwhelming is often the divine tool for shaping your future. Struggle is also a manifestation of Allah's hidden mercy. While it may be painful in the moment, each difficulty is designed to elevate, purify, and align the believer with their ultimate purpose. The heaviness is not meant to break you but to prepare you, just as gold is purified by fire. The Prophet ﷺ said, "No fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that." Sahih al-Bukhari. This hadith reminds us that struggle carries inherent reward, transformation, and preparation for a future filled with mercy. The hidden mercy in struggle teaches patience, strengthens resilience, and signals that Allah is moving you toward a new life. Every moment of heaviness, every challenge endured, and every obstacle faced is part of the divine design to prepare your heart, mind, and soul. Through struggle, the believer learns to trust, reflect, and grow, ensuring that when ease, blessing, and transformation arrive, they are met with readiness, faith, and gratitude. The trials themselves become evidence that Allah is actively shaping the path ahead, preparing you for a life filled with His guidance, mercy, and abundant blessings. Even when life feels unbearably heavy, subtle signs often appear that reveal Allah is guiding you toward a new life. These signs are not always obvious. They can be quiet nudges, repeated lessons, or circumstances that shift in ways that catch your attention. Allah communicates through the unfolding of events, the lessons embedded in trials, and the doors that open or close around us. The Quran reminds us, "Indeed Allah is the best of planner." Surah Al-Imran 354. This verse emphasizes that even when we cannot see the path clearly, Allah's guidance is precise, deliberate, and perfectly timed. Recognizing the signs that He is moving you is a crucial part of embracing the transformation that awaits. Signs often appear in subtle ways that require attentiveness. Perhaps you find yourself repeatedly drawn to certain ideas, people, or opportunities, or situations keep resurfacing until you recognize the lesson they carry. Maybe a long-standing obstacle begins to resolve, a relationship changes, or new opportunities present themselves unexpectedly. These are indications that Allah is actively guiding your steps, preparing the environment for change, and aligning circumstances in your favor. The key is to remain attentive, reflective, and spiritually aware, so that these signals are noticed and acted upon rather than overlooked or dismissed as coincidence. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ frequently demonstrated the importance of recognizing Allah's guidance in subtle signs. Many moments of his life were marked by divine hints. A conversation, a dream, or an unexpected event would lead to critical decisions that shaped the course of history. Even when life seemed uncertain or heavy, these signs pointed the way, showing him the direction in which to act and providing reassurance that Allah's plan was unfolding. Today, believers can find similar patterns in their lives. Moments of clarity, intuitive insight, or gentle redirection often precede opportunities and blessings. Learning to identify these signals is an essential part of spiritual awareness and preparation. Recognizing signs requires both patience and discernment. Often they appear gradually, intertwined with the heaviness you are experiencing, and may not be obvious until the mind and heart reflect on them. This is why reflection, prayer, and mindfulness are critical. When you pause to consider your circumstances, the repeated lessons and gentle nudges become clear. A problem that seemed insurmountable may reveal a hidden solution. A difficult relationship may show a path to reconciliation or closure, or an unexpected opportunity may indicate a turning point in your journey. Allah uses these subtle signals to guide, prepare, and direct, showing that the heaviness you feel is purposeful and temporary. The signs Allah provides also encourage hope and trust. Even when the world feels uncertain or challenging, these gentle indications show that a path forward exists, and that relief, ease, and transformation are approaching. They are like the first glimmers of dawn breaking through darkness, quiet, subtle, yet full of promise. The believer who recognizes these signs feels a sense of reassurance and motivation, understanding that every challenge is not random, but part of a divinely orchestrated journey. This awareness encourages patience, strengthens faith, and helps the heart to endure the weight of life with resilience. Subtle signs can also come through the people, resources, and opportunities around us. A supportive friend, an insightful mentor, or a chance encounter can all be vehicles through which Allah guides the believer. These interactions may seem ordinary at first, but their timing, impact, and relevance are often divine. Recognizing and acting upon these moments transforms ordinary events into profound turning points. The believer learns to trust that even small shifts in circumstances are deliberate and meaningful, and that these are indicators that a heavier season is coming to an end, making way for new beginnings. Allah's guidance through signs is a continuous reminder that heaviness is not permanent. The patterns, lessons, and nudges in life signal that the process of change is underway, and that your new life is being carefully prepared. When you learn to notice these signs, to reflect on them, and to act with trust and patience, the heaviness of life becomes a precursor to ease, joy, and transformation. Every subtle shift, every gentle nudge, and every meaningful coincidence is part of Allah's divine orchestration, assuring you that the challenges you endure are leading you to a brighter, more purposeful, and divinely guided future. Trust, surrender, and preparation are the final essential elements when Allah's are moving you toward a new life. The heaviness you feel is not a burden meant to break you, but a call to align your heart, mind, and actions with His divine plan. Trusting Allah fully means believing that every moment, every difficulty, and every shift in circumstance is part of a precise and purposeful design. The Quran reminds us, and rely upon Allah, and sufficient is Allah's as disposer of affairs. Surah Al-Ahzab 33:3. True reliance is not passive, it involves conscious surrender, patience, and proactive preparation, ensuring that when the time of ease and blessing arrives, you are ready to receive it fully. Surrender begins with the heart. Letting go of the illusion of control allows you to release anxiety, fear, and the constant worry over outcomes. Allah's wisdom surpasses human understanding, and when you surrender to His plan, you align yourself with the flow of His mercy. The heaviness you feel is often a test of this surrender, a moment when you are invited to release resistance and trust that the change taking place is for your ultimate benefit. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu demonstrated this profound trust in every aspect of his life, facing persecution, loss, and uncertainty with unwavering reliance on Allah. His example teaches that surrender does not mean inaction, but rather the acceptance that outcomes rest in the hands of the Most Wise, while your role is to act with sincerity, effort, and intention. Preparation is a critical complement to trust and surrender. While Allah orchestrates the circumstances, the believer must prepare spiritually, mentally, and practically to embrace the new life ahead. This preparation may include strengthening faith through prayer and remembrance, cultivating patience and resilience, and taking practical steps to develop skills, knowledge, and character. Just as a traveler prepares for a journey by gathering provisions and studying the path, the believer readies their heart and mind to receive blessings, navigate opportunities, and make choices that align with divine guidance. Preparation ensures that the transition from heaviness to ease is smooth, purposeful, and transformative. Trust and preparation are interconnected. When the heart trusts Allah completely, it becomes receptive to guidance and opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed. Subtle signs, shifts in circumstances, and even challenges become meaningful as the believer recognizes them as part of Allah's orchestration. For example, a difficult decision may lead to a new path of growth, a painful ending may open the door to unexpected blessings, or a challenging encounter may reveal lessons that shape future success. By trusting and preparing, the believer transforms heaviness into a tool for refinement, insight, and readiness. Patience plays a pivotal role in this process. The heaviness you feel may persist for a period, but it is not permanent. Allah tests His servants in order to elevate them, refine their character, and cultivate gratitude. The Prophet ﷺ said, "No fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that." Sahih al-Bukhari. Patience allows the believer to endure weighty circumstances with hope, understanding that the current struggle is part of a greater plan that will culminate in mercy, relief, and transformation. Faith and trust also provide clarity amidst uncertainty. When life feels heavy, the believer learns to discern the signs, interpret the lessons, and make choices that are aligned with Allah's plan. Trust transforms fear into confidence, despair into hope, and inaction into purposeful effort. The heaviness itself becomes a catalyst for spiritual growth, self-reflection, and readiness, ensuring that when ease arrives, it is met with a heart that is capable of appreciating, sustaining, and multiplying the blessings. Ultimately, trust, surrender, and preparation complete the journey from heaviness to transformation. The believer who relies fully on Allah, releases resistance, cultivates patience, and actively prepares their heart and life is ready to embrace the new chapter Allah has designed. The burdens, challenges, and tension of the present moment are not obstacles, but necessary steps in the process of elevation, refinement, and readiness. Every act of faith, every moment of surrender, and every effort toward preparation aligns the believer with divine timing, ensuring that when the heaviness lifts, the new life awaiting them is met with gratitude, wisdom, and full receptivity to Allah's mercy and guidance.